School buses transport the most valuable cargo, our kids. And now Florida is cracking down on school bus violations in order to better keep kids safe. And today's Injuries Are Personal with Reynolds Law. Attorney Carl Reynolds joins us via Skype to tell us what the new law entails. And you are outside where the school buses do their work, Carl. Good to see you.
Great to see you. Thank you.
All right, so let's start first with what the school bus laws really entail. You mentioned that from a legal point of view, you feel that most people don't understand the rules of the road for school buses. So give us a quick primer here.
Sure. So the Florida Department of Transportation actually did a study, and they found that most drivers don't really understand the full rules associated with school bus safety. So let's go over those rules. Anytime a school bus has its stop arm out, we should all know what that is, where the little stop sign comes out and it's usually illuminated with lights and flashing so you can't miss it. Any of those traveling the same direction of the bus must stop. Doesn't matter if you're on a 1-lane, 2-lane, 5-lane. If you're going the same direction as the bus, you've got to stop. And a lot of people think, well, if I'm over 2 lanes, it's okay, I can go through. And that's not the law. The other issue is if you're coming the opposite way, you also must stop, except in a very particular situation. And that's where you have an unpaved divider that's at least 5 foot wide. Well, here in Manatee, Sarasota counties, we don't have a lot of more than 5 foot wide unpaved dividers.
Right.
It would have to be a grass median that's over 5 foot. It'd have to be a concrete barrier dividing the highways, and unless you've gone out with a measuring tape and are clear that it's over 5 foot, the rule of thumb is stop even coming the opposite direction.
And I am sure the fact that you said most people don't seem to understand these laws has to do with where the new law with bigger fines comes in for not doing so. So tell us about how the fine structure is changing.
So the Florida legislature, seeing this as being an issue and want to make sure we crack down, particularly on habitual offenders, what's happened is if you violate a school bus stop law, which is if you are traveling the same direction or the opposite direction and don't stop when that stop arm is engaged, then instead of a $100 fine, you get a $200 fine. And if you participate or violate that statute again within a 5-year period, then you lose the right to drive. Your license is going to be suspended for basically half a year.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, and I saw, and it surprised me a little bit on social media, people were complaining, saying $200, that's an awful lot of money for a stop sign violation. And I thought, these are our kids.
These are our kids. I got 4 of them. They're all school age. They all ride the bus. Yeah, this is something that we need to take seriously. The more pressing issue is passing the bus on the right-hand side. And that carries with it a even greater fine, and as it should, because that's the side that the students get in and off of the bus. So if you pass a bus with the stop arm extended on the right-hand side, you're going to be fined $400 for the first offense. And if you're guilty of another offense within a 5-year period, your license is going to be suspended for no less than 1 year. So again, they're cracking down on habitual offenders that maybe didn't learn their lesson the first time. They're supposed to take a class to understand those laws, and they will lose their driving privileges if they continue to violate these statutes. And again, the statutes are there not to be a nuisance, not to be a money grab for the Department of Law Enforcement. It's really to keep our children safe and to make sure that we're safe around school buses. And look, I know, when you're in a hurry and there's traffic jams, it can be difficult with school buses and stopping the flow of traffic and things, but just the rule of thumb, if the stop arm is engaged, stop unless you're for sure there's a concrete barrier, a grass median over 5 feet coming the opposite direction. If you're going the same direction of the bus, just stop. You never know when a child's going to dart out and get in the way. So
exactly. You can't put the onus on the kids. We know that kids, don't think before they move and things like that. So as adults, I think it's a great we're doing that. And quickly, as we wrap up, I'm assuming from a defense attorney's point of view, not much of a defense for breaking a school bus law, correct?
Right. Ignorance of the law is no excuse, and it's pretty it's pretty straightforward. If that stop arm is engaged, and you wait till that stop arm is disengaged. And even if you say, well, I saw the students that got on, and the school bus driver is just being slow and hasn't disengaged the stop bar, don't go. Because if you go with that stop bar engaged, you're in violation of the statute. And if a law enforcement's there, you will get pulled over, and the fine's hefty.
Yeah, it is. Twice as much as it was before January 1.
Right.
So, all right, Carl, thank you for clarifying the new school bus fine laws. For more information about any legal questions, you can go to injuriesarepersonal.com. We'll be right back.